Good morning, everyone, on this beautiful Sunday morning. This is a special morning. We'll be, not only because we get to be together, but we're going to be celebrating Diwali. As we begin, I'd remind you all to please turn off your cell phones. As we acknowledge the land that we are on. Where are the oaks? The basket of oak? The basket of oak. Thank you. With this basket of black oak acorns, we express our heartfelt desire that the Nishanan people may recover more and more of their rich cultural heritage. We commit to support them in these and other efforts in whatever ways we can, under their guidance and at their request. And now we will have the lighting of the chalice.
Hello, is it bright enough for you all? Is the altar bright enough? We light this chalice in kinship with over 1 billion Hindus as we join them in celebrating the festival of life, Diwali. May our chalice and the light of our hearts add to the flame of light over darkness, knowledge over ignorance, and good over evil.
And as Mark passes the flame from the diyas to the children's chalice, we'll sing them out to their kids' connection. This little light of mine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine,
Whether you have made worshiping with us a part of your routine or find yourselves here during a time when global war and despair seem to prevail, making it difficult to return to a sense of normalcy, know that this morning we unite to declare our interconnectedness. We affirm that we belong to one another and that others belong to us. We welcome those with broken hearts, anxious spirits, minds racing faster than a speeding engine, uncertain of what to believe, and stubborn egos that sometimes entangle us in unyielding opinions. Fragile, shell-shocked souls. Hear this, you are welcome. You're welcome here, as are the experiences of each person among us. It's not because this community possesses simple solutions or the right path forward. We hold something far more delicate, yet profoundly potent, our need to be together, our need to rekindle the life-giving force that flows within and between us and our shared need to nurture one another's courage and wisdom before venturing back into the world of service and life. Welcome.
Happy Diwali! I began planning this service back in September. That's what we do. And as usual, I started by referring to the Soul Matters worship packet that gives us lots of little, ways to do. At the very beginning of it, they always have a list of a number of special days for other faiths. And I just got far enough to see this, for the first time, this word Diwali. And it said Festival of Lights Hindu. And I went, wonder what that is. So I clicked the link and entered into this fascinating world that I'm introducing UUCM to this morning. Some of you, for sure some of you, know a whole lot more about Diwali than I do, and Hinduism. And you probably, most of you would like to know more. So I'm going to offer a very broad view. I am not a deep student, but I was so fascinated, I kept going deeper and deeper to see what I could find. For me, the most overarching word for Hinduism is devotion. We don't use that a lot in here or other places, but devotion. That's why we're featuring the image of Lakshmi. On this first day of the 5-day Diwali festival, many Hindus dedicate their devotion to her, the goddess of abundance and prosperity, both material prosperity and spiritual prosperity. On this day, this first day, people clean their houses and fill them with lights, make rangolis, which are renditions of lotus flowers or other symbols filled with colored rice or sand or other substances. And they made sweet and savory Indian treats to make Lakshmi feel welcome. Some of those treats will be available when we have our fellowship time in the back today. Tracy found a wonderful Indian market in Roseville, and so look forward to that. So what does it mean to offer devotion to Lakshmi and other Hindu gods? Perhaps they start the day, any day, by cleansing and singing praises, visualizing her or his magnificence and nurturing presence. Then as the day continues, as it had begun, honoring the divine in simple acts of ritual. In the book, Meeting God, Elements of Hindu Devotion, the author Stephen Hoyer tells us there is great variation in how Hindus offer devotion, because Hinduism alone of all the world's major religions, there's no one right way. It is a religion of individuality. Virtually all Hindus believe that the absolute is the pure blend of opposites, neither masculine nor feminine, and the focus and means of worship are many, but the process has a common thread. It acknowledges one of the fundamental principles of Hinduism. God is a universal force, indivisible and yet infinitely divisible. One and many, the perfect mixture of all facets of existence. The Rig Veda, one of their many faceted spiritual texts, answers the question, why are there so many Hindu gods? Each, the Rig Veda says, is part of the absolute, which the wise call by many names, by so many names. Hindus do not try to reduce the divine, that which this human capacity cannot begin to comprehend, or whatever you might call the source of spiritual mystery, they do not try to reduce it to a single short word like God. They cultivate a deep reverence and feeling of transcendence, both seen and unseen, and give names to the many facets of the divine, like Lakshmi, or Vishnu, or Siva, Ganesh, Krishna, so many more. The ancient scriptures breathe life and depth into these gods with rich stories and images. In many of the images of Lakshmi, she sits on a lotus flower, adorned with lotus at her feet and hands. The lotus has powerful symbolism in Hinduism. While its roots are in the mud, its stalk rises clearly out of the mud, through the murky waters, with its petals blossoming above, untouched by the mud. It is a symbol of rising above the material world, through divinity to being good in the midst of negative influences. Like the lotus, as the goddess of prosperity, Lakshmi shows us how to transcend material wealth for spiritual wealth. The lotus is also a symbol of purity, fertility, and beauty. Lakshmi is often shown with 4 hands, which are meant to represent the 4 goals of life: karma, artha, dharma, and moksha. These are also said to symbolize the 4 Vedas. She wears a red sari with gold thread, again representing wealth, beauty, and fertility. Coins rain down from her hands as she smiles blissfully. There are often elephants in the background who represent power and hard work. You too can offer devotion for all Lakshmi stands for as we journey on the path to transcend material wealth for spiritual wealth, especially as you participate in the creation of our Rangoli and chant the traditional Hindu peace chant. Throughout the service, we will be blessed by performances of classical Indian music led and the leading of the chant that we are going to be doing. The audio was provided almost with divine intervention, I have to say, by me discovering the Hansavada Self-Enquiry Life Fellowship, which is soon to relocate to Nevada County. I stumbled on it on Wednesday and got permission. You'll learn more about Diwali in our wisdom story today, and participate as you're willing to participate in our Hindu chant. And as a special treat, Jivat Mukhi, a fabulous storyteller, will spin his magic for us later. Please enjoy the video with the story.
Long ago in India, there was a great warrior prince named Ram. Ram was banished from his country by his father, King Dashrath. The king told Ram that he could only come back after living in the forest for 14 years. While in the forest, his wife Sita was kidnapped by the 10-headed demon king, Ravan. But Ram rescued her with the help of his brother and the monkey general Hanuman, and eventually returned to his homeland. When Ram returned, people were overjoyed and celebrated by lighting their homes with lamps, decorating the whole city, and setting off fireworks. This is the story of the beginning of Diwali. Diwali, also known as the Festival of Lights, is a festival mainly celebrated by Hindus, people who follow the religion of Hinduism, but is also celebrated by Buddhists, Jains, and Sikhs. It celebrates the triumph of good over evil, joy over despair, and light over darkness, and is considered the most important holiday of the year. The tale of how Diwali came to be celebrated differs across India, but the story of Ram you just heard is the most common version. The festival of Diwali occurs on the 15th day of the Hindu month Kartik, which is the holiest month of the Hindu lunar calendar. It usually occurs in October or November. There are many different traditions that take place during Diwali. One of these is lighting a row of clay lamps outside the home. These special lamps are called diyas, and their light symbolizes purity, good luck, and power. It is believed that the presence of light drives away darkness and evil forces. Along with lighting diyas, each home is thoroughly cleaned to welcome positivity, and the windows are opened to let in Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of wealth and good fortune. It is believed that she can only enter homes that are clean and illuminated, which is another reason people light their diyas. One of the more artistic traditions is the creation of rangoli. It's a beautiful pattern created on floors using colored rice, sand, flour, or flower petals. They are believed to bring good luck and are used to welcome guests and the goddess Lakshmi. During Diwali, you will also see people lighting firecrackers and sparklers to scare away evil spirits with their bright colors and loud noises. Like many other celebrations around the world, Diwali sees family and friends exchange gifts and share a feast together. Lots of delicious sweets and snacks are prepared for Diwali. Look at all these traditional sweets. Everyone celebrates special days in their own way, and these are just some of the common ones seen during Diwali, as celebrated by Hindus. During Diwali, you can say, Happy Diwali, which is a greeting to those who celebrate it. Perhaps you can even keep an eye out for beautiful diyas, light displays and fireworks that commemorate this special festival.
The words of the chant will come on the screen, and we'll hear the voice of one of the people from the Hansa Veda Fellowship. Please join as you are willing. You may not get the pronunciation right at the beginning, but it's a chant over and over. And join as you are willing and able. Yes, you can use either set of words.
Om Bhadram no api vatayo manah. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram no api vatayo manah. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram no api vatayo manah. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram no api vatayo manah. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om भद्रं नो अपि वातयो मनः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ भद्रं नो अपि वातयो मनः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ भद्रं नो अपि वातयो मनः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ भद्रं नो अपि वातयो मनः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ भद्रं नो अपि वातयो मनः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ भद्रं नो अपि वातयो मनः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
That was beautiful. Today, we join 1 billion Hindus to create a rangoli to welcome the goddess Lakshmi. These beautiful designs, as were mentioned in the video, are traditions that symbolize a deep meaning. In India, the art of rangoli is seen as a symbol of beauty, hope, and tradition. The art of drawing unique rangoli designs is considered an auspicious sign, and they are drawn meticulously and with bare fingers to ward off all evils. It is revered as a divine art and are considered to be ceremonial decorations invoking the good spirits and deities to bring good luck to the family. They are often created at the entrance of homes to welcome the goddess Lakshmi and guests as well. Our rangoli is in the form of a lotus flower representing the Lakshmi. Rangoli designs with symmetrical and square shapes have been proven to have strong energy fields that cause bliss in humans. The divinity principle is at the heart of rangoli. The design has a positive spiritual impact on devotees and people around it. So today, you are invited to come forward to add colored rice to the rangoli outline that was created for us by Mark Grove. Thank you, Mark. Oops. Each space to be filled has a small colored dot to show which color to drop there. As you come forward to take a moment to look carefully at the rangoli, then scoop up a handful or two of colored rice and drop in a space marked with that color, then make room for the next person. If we do not fill in the first pass, feel free to come up again. As we create our rangoli, we will hear the beautiful classical Indian piece, Venasaman, featuring Vina maestro Jayanti Kumaresh. Please come forward as you are willing and able, and we'll listen to the music. we are. Huh? Beautiful.
Just got to say, wow. Wow. And big shout out to Cyprus for getting the camera so we could watch it happening. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's really moving to me. It's really moving to me. You have a concept, but is it going to work? So now I invite you to rise in body and or spirit and join us in singing hymn 185. The text is from this is one I'll mess up, Rabindranath, that pretty close? Tagore, who lived from 1861 to 1941. And it's set to music in a piece that's very Western and was written in 1615. So we're going to do it almost as a chant, and Toby will be singing with us. The words will be up there so that you can hear how it goes. He's going to sing it through one time himself, and then we can rise now, and then we will follow the words.
Your mercy, O eternal one, by no hard measured your joy or grief or shame or sorrow, I never will forget. I give the whole and not the part of all you gave to me. My goods, my life, my soul, my heart, I yield them all as free. And when in silent awe we wait, and word and sign forget,
Bring a fig, says the father. The son brings it. Divide it. What do you see? Tiny seeds. Divide one of the seeds. What do you see? Nothing. My dear, that subtle essence, which you do not see, which you do not perceive, that is the source of this mighty fig tree. That which is so tiny is the self of all. This is the truth, this self that thou art. And now I'd like to introduce to you, it's my honor to introduce a master storyteller who's agreed to share with us, Jivat, and I'm sure that I'm going to mispronounce the last name, Mukhi. And so please join us, Mukhi, thank you.
My name is Jivat Mukhi, and You are my family, home away from home. This is a very important festival, Hindu festival. I would like to tell you how I grew up with this tradition. When Diwali was coming, the days keep on changing based on the moon calendar. We used to have new clothes, small gifts, lots of sweets, light up the diyas. They were made of mustard oil and have them on all windows, doors. The home used to be open to all the neighbors who would come and celebrate. And it really started in 1500 BC in the kingdom of Ayodhya, which is in northern part of what today is India, in the Himalayas. There was a king, his name was Dashrath. He had two sons from his first wife, Ram, Lakshman. His second wife, he had one son called Bharat. Now, his second wife asked him for a wish for whatever she wanted, and he granted it to her. While they were growing up in the nearby kingdom, there was a king who wanted to marry his daughter Sita to anyone who could pick up the bow and string it. So a lot of suitors came along and nobody was able to pick up the bow till Ram's turn came and he picked up the bow and put the string, and Sita said, "He's the one I'm going to marry." So they got married, went back home, and the king was very happy, King Dashrath. So he wanted to make him the new ruler. But then the second wife, Yashoda, said that you had granted me a wish, and I would like you to make Bharat the new king and send Ram into exile for 14 years. So the king was heartbroken and told his son that he had to go into exile for 14 years and not to come back. So his wife said that she would join him, and so did the younger brother Lakshman. So that's how the journey started out into the unknown. And in the olden days, there were no, all the weapons they had was basically bow, arrows, and a spear. So that's how the journey started. And they kept on going out into the unknown. till they settled, created a hut, and that's where they lived. Every day, Ram and Lakshman used to go out hunting for food, berries, and whatever they could get. Uh, Before leaving, Ram would create an invisible circle so that no evil force could enter and create any harm to Sita. So one day while they were gone, a deer appeared, a real beautiful deer with a lot of beauty to it that Sita was attracted. So she, without realizing it, left that circle, and the deer transferred itself into a demon, kidnapped her, and took her away to his kingdom, which was Sri Lanka. So when they came back, they did not see Sita, and they were really desperate. So they started searching all over the subcontinent. And that was quite a task to try and locate. So it took them a long, long time. And they came across a tribe of monkeys and asked for their help. So the leader of the monkeys was Hanuman. He was the son of the wind god named Vayu. So being the son of the wind god, he was able to travel in space all over, searching for Sita on Ram's behalf. So after a couple of years, he was able to locate Sita in Sri Lanka. So he appeared before Sita and said that he has come to rescue her. So she did not have any faith in Hanuman, the monkey king, but then he gave her the ring of Ram and assured her that he will come to rescue her from the demon Ravana. So they formed an army and marched from the northern part of the subcontinent to the tip of what is today India. And they somehow managed to form a bridge with the help of the monkeys to cross over into Lanka. So there were quite a few battles, but the demons were so powerful that they could not be defeated. So Ram asked for the help of a goddess called Durga to give him the strength to defeat the king Ravana. And with his help, with her help, he was able to target Ravana in the battle, and he was defeated. So after he was able to get together with Sita and Lakshman and the whole tribe. They all went back to Ayodhya. And then in those old days, they did not have any automobiles, boats, so it took them a while to get back to the kingdom. And by that time, those 14 years had been completed. So when the subjects saw them coming back, they were very happy because they were living in darkness. So by them coming back, they brought a lot of light. The evil had been defeated. So they started with the lighting up all these diyas to create joy. And there was a lot of laughter, happiness, and that's the real story which I learned from a young age growing up in India. And most of the facts have already been shared by Tracy and Grace. So we have to thank everybody for being over here. Thank you.
What a treat. What a treat. And I'll tell you, if you give yourself the pleasure of going out for tea with Jivat, you will hear stories unending. It's just wonderful. Just wonderful. Giving without expectation of return is a deep Hindu tradition, recorded throughout the rich spiritual literature of the faith. Just as generosity is one of the core values of Unitarian Universalism. As most of you know, each week we give 25% of our offering, or more if you wish, to a nonprofit, local nonprofit that lives out our values. This month, our partner is Bright Futures for Youth. Their mission is to ignite the potential of youth today for vibrant communities tomorrow. Our youth are our future. Their vision is that each young person has hope, opportunity, and the capacity to succeed. Some of you will want to give 100% of your gift, and you will find to Bright Futures, and you'll find in the basket a white envelope. If you're one of those people, just slide your gift in there as it passes among you. Your giving is vital to our ability to sustain the work of this community. And we want to thank you for your generosity. You'll see in a slide to follow other ways you can give: text, PayPal, our website, or by mail. The offering music today is the beautiful sitar and tabla music by Jivat Mukhi and Soman Nandi, also provided to us by the Hansa Veda Self-Enquiry Fellowship. Readers, will you come forward? Thank you. Thank you. Oops, sorry about that, for your generosity. We dedicate these gifts to the victory of light over darkness, good over evil, and knowledge over ignorance. And before I do our thank yous, I just spotted Nazaire, who is here. Do you all know that Mustafa and Danielle and Samuel's dad is here now? There he is. We are incredibly happy to have you here. It's just quite wonderful. And he's all past quarantine and everything, so we can welcome him warmly. I want to do a particular thank you before we start out, and that is to the beautiful woman standing in the back in bright orange. Shanti, thank you for the beauty you bring to our services week after week. And now if we can go back, yeah, to the slides. This is what it takes to put on a service. It's just amazing. You could also add my granddaughter's partner who strung garlands with me yesterday, and just all these different things that happen. It's quite wonderful. Shanti for reading, Mukti for doing, telling the story, and didn't it bring it to life? You know, there's all these things we just didn't know, and Hinduism is so full of these stories that really help you understand what it's all about. Mark, thank you for the auspicious and sacred Ringoli that you made for us to fill in. Absolutely wonderful. And for all of you for doing it. We didn't know how to work, and it did. It really, really, really worked. The music, I'm thrilled that the Hansa Veda group is actually moving up here from Santa Barbara. Who knew? They just bought land in Penn Valley. They expect to be here by March. We'll have to have them here. It's just very exciting, very, very exciting. Back there, in spite of the challenge we gave them with this music and everything else, Paul and Bob and Cypress, and just amazing, really made it. Eileen at the other end, I wish I could be watching with you with what you're seeing. Shanti, I guess we adequately thanked. And our greeters who came forward right at the last minute, which was wonderful, Keith and Renee, just beautiful. So refreshments, lots of good. Oh yes, and our lighters, thank you, Finn and Asha, and I didn't catch your name, but there we go, okay. So, and they just jumped up when they were asked, so. And us too, yeah, we did a good job, yay. So, and we have some announcements, and Tracy got us special treats there. It's not enough for everybody to have everything, but they'll be sprinkled inside. Women's Circle Gathering, they're gonna be watching Barbie tomorrow, okay? And the Transgender Day of Remembrance, this is a really nice thing that's done outside that says to people, you know, you're part of us, you're not different. Don't, so many horrible things have happened to people whose DNA was just different than some other people. Not okay, not okay. And we have an annual Thanksgiving potluck on Thursday of Thanksgiving. So check the website for that. Lots of other things on the website. Please visit and see. This is a rich, rich trove of really special stuff happening here. And now, as you're willing and able to rise in body or in spirit, sing with us our closing song, When Our Hearts Are in a Holy Place. And I hope and see that your hearts are in a holy place right now.
As Ram, Sita, and Lakshman wound their long journey home, Ram asked the pushpak to travel beyond Ayodhya to the Himalayas. Thank you. I killed a man, Ravana, who knew the hymns of the Vedas and was a master of many sciences and the arts. By killing its transmitter, I have committed the crime of Brahmahatya, killing of a learned man. I need to atone for this disservice to humanity. But he abducted your wife, said Lakshman. Ravana had 10 heads. 9 were filled with delusion, which made him impatient, lustful, greedy, arrogant, insecure, angry, envious, rude, and dominating. But he had 1 head filled with wisdom and faith. The cacophony of 9 heads overpowered the music of that head. I regret killing that head. So on the slopes of the Himalayas, the Vanaras and the Rakshasas and Lakshman and Sita watched Ram seek Ravana's forgiveness. He sat on the ground, shut his eyes, and contemplating the events of the war invoked the memory of that enemy of his with 10 heads and 20 arms. Only after this, Ram, with his entourage, went back to Ayodhya. Herein lies the deeper spiritual lesson of Diwali. Before celebrating the victory, it's important to acknowledge and to thank people who enabled and helped you to win. So may we ponder this as we leave here, carrying within us the light of Diwali, doing our part in the ongoing battle of Ram's victory of light over darkness, good over evil, and knowledge over ignorance. May it be so as we carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again. Thank you all. Remember, we have some wonderful treats in the back, including some of the delicious Indian desserts. So please help yourself. Thank you all.